Going on, guys? Just dropping off this quick segment. I wanted to touch on a few articles I've been reading. As you can see from the header, this one is very disturbing. California cop caught masturbating to young woman he was supposed to help. He was caught red-handed. A California police officer masturbating in front of a mother and daughter while he was supposed to be enforcing a restraining order last month, according to investigators. Matthew Dominguez, 32, was one of three officers who responded to the call April 21st in San Jose, the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office said in a press release. Dominguez kept his eyes on the family's 23-year-old daughter the entire time he was at the home and was later caught with his penis in hand by the father, according to charging documents. Authorities did not identify the family. I would have asked that officer to vacate my premises right then. Once the parents noticed his attention was beyond creepy towards their 23-year-old daughter, I would have got him out of there. I don't trust no grown man, first and foremost, who shave their mustache and beard. I just don't. That's just me. It's just weird and creepy because I get pedophile rapist vibes. And this guy fits the bill, apparently. This is not allegedly, but apparently. He was caught red-handed. Police were called to the home due to a restraining order involving the family's son who battles a mental illness. Cops said Dominguez took the lead and dispatched his two partners to find the young man. So notice, to me, it seemed like it was pre-planned because he dispatched the two officers, and this is after the mother and pops realized that he was overzealous or either overly attracted to their daughter. So he instantly got the other cops out of the way and told them to go search for the young man. I would have asked that cop to go and look for the young man. Matter of fact, I just don't want him involved in the case because he's just giving off these weird vibes. Anyway, moving right along. While they were working, Dominguez milled around the home, but the entire time managed to keep the daughter in view of his body camera, according to the charging docs. Both the young woman and her mother saw Dominguez rub his crotch after about 40 minutes. Dominguez then followed the daughter into the kitchen, and when he turned around, the mother saw his penis outside of his pants, fully exposed, investigators said. The woman called her husband to deal with it. The father saw Dominguez facing out of the kitchen with his erect penis in his left hand and his right hand on the counter, according to the charging docs. The two made eye contact, and the father left the room. Police said, no. Police, what? He left the room? No, man, this officer would have been tussling. He would have had to shoot me right then and there. This is beyond disturbing and out of pocket. They dispatch these officers who they don't know if they're right in the head mentally or not to come and deal with an issue as such. And just imagine the devastation and the trauma that these parents and their child have to put up with. Do you think this family will feel safe calling police for help after this? A lot of people try to sweep things like this under the rug and think that officers are, for some reason, held above a certain standard above its citizens that is designed to, I guess, protect and police. But this right here is very, very disturbing. I believe in my humble opinion, I believe a lot of police officers suffer from some form of mental illness, in my humble opinion. The charged behavior is beyond disturbing, Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen said in a statement. Law enforcement officers respond to our homes to help crime victims, not terrorize, traumatize, and create new victims. 4 days after Dominguez was caught supposedly masturbating, another San Jose cop was allegedly drunk while responding to a kidnapping. That's not surprising at all, especially when these gangs in the police departments worldwide becoming more prevalent. The behavior of cops is just dwindling. It's like they have no regards for anything. Some of them, not all cops, are like this. So let me just say that because I'm not anti-cop, I'm not anti-government, I'm anti-corruption. In other news, Senator Rand Paul stalls $40 billion in aid for Ukraine, breaking with Mitch McConnell. I applaud Senator Rand Paul for that because we're in a time in the United States where Really, we can't afford this. We are seeing inflation at records high and on the brink of facing one of the worst recessions, in my humble opinion. Why would the United States feel the need to keep on? Where's this money coming from? Why is the United States the only ones helping Ukraine with this so-called war? Why is the United States the only ones helping up? While we're suffering mass inflation worldwide, gas is right now in my city is almost $5 a gallon here in Virginia. I am 37 years old, people, and I have never seen that here in Richmond, Virginia. And I'm a native. I've been here all of my life. Furthermore, I just don't understand how we could be so willing to aid Ukraine when it's evident that their military is filled with neo-Nazis. And these are facts. We had several news out. I mean, you could just look it up. I'm not going to even get into that, but this is facts. And like the Pope said, the Pope blames NATO for the whole, the Pope blames NATO and the United States for barking at Putin's door, quote unquote. So you take that and make of it as you will. Let's dig into this. Senator Rand Paul blocked the Senate from passing a $40 billion aid package for Ukraine this week, derailing the plan to fast-track legislation. His fellow Kentuckian Minority Leader Mitch McConnell supporting. Paul wanted a provision added into the bill that would assign an inspector general to oversee how these bills are spent. When that didn't happen, he objected and effectively forced the Senate to wait until next week to vote on the aid for Ukraine because of procedural rules. Now, you want to know what fascinates me about this? Is we're constantly sending off these aid packages over here, and we already admitted that we're not sure that majority of this stuff is making it to Ukraine. You don't believe me? Just watch. Just so you can see more on what I was talking about, I didn't really want to finish the video without inserting this. What happens to the weapons sent to Ukraine? The U.S. doesn't really know. So you can read this article more on your own if you want. I didn't want to drag this part of the segment on, so we're going to move along from that. But it gets very interesting once you go. And this article is from, as you can see, April 19th, 2022. They said basically, just to give you the Cliff Note version, that tracking it is too dangerous because it would give the upper hand to, I guess, to other people to intercept the packages. So my thing is though, after we admit that we really don't see a blind spot that, let's go ahead and read some of this article. At first I wasn't. The U.S. has few ways to track the substantial supply of anti-tank, anti-aircraft, and other weaponry it has sent across the border into Ukraine, sources tell CNN. A blind spot that's due in large part to the lack of U.S. boots on the ground in the country and the easiest portability of many of the smaller systems now pouring across the border. In a conscious risk the Biden administration is willing to take. In the short term, the U.S. sees the transfer of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of equipment to be vital to the Ukrainians' ability to hold off Moscow's invasion. Look, it says it right here, but the risk, both current U.S. officials and defense analysts say, is that in the long term, some of those weapons may wind up in the hands of other militaries and militias that the U.S. did not intend to arm. Bro, do you see what I'm saying? So, yet and still, this was from April 19th, but they're still pounding aid and pounding billions of dollars while we're in the United States, the American people, the taxpayers suffer. Get the short end of the stick. My God. Not to mention, as I stated, Ukraine is filled with literal Nazis. This is weird. I mean, it's all over. Look, it's no, this is, you can't hide the facts. So a far right battalion has a key role in Ukraine's resistance. It's neo-Nazis. I mean, it's everywhere. Look, they're saying that Vladimir Putin was lying. He's really not trying to denazify Ukraine, but yet and still, the world could report on the neo-Nazis that's really in there. And here's fact check. Here's fact check. They are. They are, in fact, Nazis. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is weird. I couldn't imagine arming Nazis. I wouldn't care what the situation is. That's me, in my humble opinion. Moving right along. Third article, Clarence Thompson, that's a Supreme Court justice, says tremendously bad abortion draft leak changed the Supreme Court forever. Bro, once y'all really think about it, how do anything leak? Just think about it, people. How is it possible for anything to leak from the Supreme Court? To me, this is a psyop, in my humble opinion, and it's just another attack on free speech. To me, to me, I do think what happened at the court is tremendously bad. I wonder how long we're going to have these institutions at the rate we're undermining them, Thomas said at the old Parkland conference. A draft decision leaked from the U.S. Supreme Court earlier this month has fundamentally altered the judicial body, potentially doing irreparable damages, Justice Clarence Thomas said. So you have to think about it. People really have to start thinking. And then the Roe versus Wade, some people are making it so that some states are really arguing the fact that it's okay to abort a baby when a mother is pregnant at 8 and 9 months. Oh, why is this even a conversation? I mean, come on, be real. Why is this even a conversation? Just think about it. I think this is just from a bunch of irresponsible people. And what I mean by that is it's many methods you could take to not get pregnant. I mean, there's hysterectomies, there's vasectomies, there's pills, there's all type of anti-birth control mechanisms and methods. There's, protection, condoms. So you mean to tell me that they'd rather lay down? Oh my God, this is just, I don't even want to talk about this. This is something that I feel as though that we shouldn't even be discussing. This shouldn't even be up for debate. Even with our whole argument about freedom of speech, this is all laughable. America is modern day Babylon. This is a complete shit show. It's a shit show. We'll move along from this one.